convey some kind of message to you.
Let's go to some more callers. Mary Ann, this is a quick hour. Wildcard line, you're on the air with us. Hi there.
Good morning, George. It's a great show as always.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for you. It might have been actually more appropriate for your previous guest, but perhaps you folks can touch on it.
Sure.
I'm interested to know what you think of the possibility that it certainly doesn't account for all these experiences, but some apparitions or ghostly occurrences, or especially EVPs, are not actually spirits that are here and stuck here, but rather some kind of almost a natural recording of some traumatic event that occurred at that spot. I've had a couple of experiences myself. It's interesting you mentioned earlier in the show battlefields. I'm very interested in American history. I've seen a great many fields where battles have occurred, and have had some experiences that have almost been like plugging in a DVD, and because the exact same thing has repeated itself on different occasions when I've been at these places. So I'm wondering if somehow, certainly it doesn't account for all these experiences. Again, your guest has interaction with spirits, which wouldn't account for this. But I'm wondering if there might be something else at work here as well. And some places just have essentially a record of what has happened there over the years.
I think that's probably a really good. I think that's probably a good idea, and I think that maybe you've hit on something that it's a combination of both.
Well, I was wondering, especially for the EVP occurrences. One of your last callers mentioned something about what kind of God would allow a child to be stuck here for hundreds of years or whatever. Well, maybe they're not really stuck here. Maybe just that
it's their energy that's still here.
Maybe somehow there's just been a recording made that replays itself under certain circumstances.
You know what? I never say never to anything, because as soon as you do, someone's going to say yes. But you might have stumbled onto something.
Well, I've been wondering that, again, especially because of my own experiences where it literally has been just a repeat of the same thing on different occasions. And, again, it certainly doesn't account for cases where people have interacted with entities or spirits, but I think perhaps there are a couple of different things at work here.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, if I can, George, just to mention, thank you very much for what you do. You are a great help in getting us third shifters through the night.
Well, you are very, very welcome, and it's great guests like Mary Ann that just keep this program as highly rated as it is. And Mary Ann, I think you might have ghosts signing rating books these days for us, too, because they're way up. West of the Rockies, you're on the air with us. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Mary from Sacramento, California.
Hi.
I just want to say, George, I love your show. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I'm a truck driver. Anyhow, I had a question for your guest. My brother took his life in September, and you had mentioned something to the fact of if you're dreaming about them that they had crossed over. And I have heard in several different things that when they commit suicide that they aren't able to cross over.
That is not true. That white light is presented to every person, no matter how they die. And everybody has choice. But if your brother saw somebody in that light that he wanted to see, or somebody in that light that convinced him to cross over, then he crossed over. And you answered your own question. If you've dreamt of him, then he has crossed over and he's not stuck, and you're very fortunate, because a lot of times suicide victims are afraid to cross over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate what you do for everybody. And, George, you too.
Okay, thanks. Suicide victims, do you see that as a very difficult, ghostly situation as compared to people who have died? I don't want to say normally, because practically no death is normal, but who haven't died as violently?
Yes, and especially victims of suicide that died years ago, when it was, according to some church beliefs, an automatic mortal sin. You died and you went right to hell, and of course those rules have been changed now. But But still, somebody's standing there at the foot of their casket that took their own life, and they're looking at that bright white light, and they're thinking, gosh, if I go into that light, I'm going to go to hell. Why would they ever cross over?
First-time caller line, you're on with Mary Ann. Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Rosa, and I'm calling from Brea.
Hello, Rosa.
Yes, my sister-in-law passed away 14 days ago.
Aww.
And she had a very long illness, and she was terrified of dying.
Mm-hmm.
She died and had the sacraments.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 nights after she died, the alarm kept going off and off in my daughter's home, and it was not even connected to the electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I dreamed about her 3 days after she passed, but I could not see her face.
Okay.
We were just talking, and then 2 nights ago, the same daughter that was very close to her dream about her that she came back dressed in black with no expression on the face. She had a beautiful smile, but had no smile on her face. She came all dressed in black, just showing my daughter a big party going on. And my daughter held her so tight that when my daughter woke up, her arms were hurting. I just want to know what all this means.
Well, first of all, my experience has shown me that people that have long-lasting illnesses hardly ever stay earthbound. When they finally take their last breath, they are greeted by people that have died before them and that they do want to see. So usually these people do cross over, which that part is good. You dreaming of your sister so soon before her funeral was complete was not a sign that she had crossed over. That was just a sign that she was capable of that she was on your mind. She just died. You were having a dream of her. She was not in your dream. There's definitely a difference. The same thing it sounds like with the daughter dreaming of her being all in the black. Again, this is her sorrow coming through for her loss. A little farther down, in another couple of weeks when things get back into a routine and, life starts to get back to somewhat normal, that's when the dreams will start coming and you will see that she is fine. It's a terrible thing to say. It doesn't hurt to die. Sometimes it can be painful to that point, but the actual death itself never hurts.
Well, let's just prolong it as long as we can, Mary Ann.
As far as?
Dying.
Okay, and so I think that as it gets closer and they start seeing people that they recognize, they finally realize that, this is it, and they're going to be going. So, and I think another thing, too, once they get into that light, they have some learning to do and some adjustments to make. I don't think somebody that dies is just going to pop right back into somebody's dream. The earliest that I've ever seen it where it's been an accurate one is probably 3 to 4 months after somebody's died, and that would be a peaceful death. If it was a violent death or a victim, or a suicide, sometimes those can take 6 months to 3 years before they really show up in a dream.
Mary Ann, my dear, you keep in touch and you let us know when the new book is out, okay?
I will.
Mary Ann, the Ghostbuster. Part 3 of our Ghost Trilogy is right around the corner with Joshua Warren. Back in a moment on Coast to Coast AM.